Funny how people only realize your worth when you're gone. Not when you were bleeding silently behind smiles. Not when you were answering calls they barely returned. Not when you gave without conditions. No, they see it only when you vanish. When the door that was always open, without thanks, without care, finally shuts. You see, they thought you'd always be there, always reachable, always fixable, like you had nowhere else to go, like your love had no limits. But they were wrong. They called their absence space. They called your silence attitude. They labeled your exhaustion as drama. All while you held on, cracked in places no one bothered to notice. You didn't walk away because you stopped caring. You walked away because they stopped showing up. And now that you've built peace from the rubble they left behind, they come knocking, regret in hand, apology in mouth. Too late. Because you finally learned, people don't value what's always available. They chewed your kindness like gum, sweet, easy, and disposable. When the flavor ran out, they spit you out like you were the issue, but not anymore. Now your silence is sacred. Your time, priceless. You're no longer answering calls from people who disappeared when you needed them most. No longer explaining your worth to people who discounted it. You evolved, not out of pride, but out of necessity. Pain taught you. It showed you that love without effort is just a trick. That people who delay their love likely never planned to give it at all. They didn't miss you. They missed your benefits, your forgiveness, your loyalty. But you're not that person anymore. The version of you they remember no longer exists. That soft landing, gone. That blind forgiveness, buried. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't return to places that broke you, and now they sit in silence, haunted by the echo of your absence, wishing they had shown up before the door vanished, before you stopped holding it open. You owe them nothing. Not your response, not your attention, not your light. They waited too long, and now they get to live with the silence they created. They never expected you to find peace without them. They romanticized your pain, mistook your loyalty for weakness, and believed they were the center of your story. Now they're just a footnote in a chapter you've closed, and when they try to return, dangling guilt, nostalgia, or hollow affection, you won't feel rage. You'll feel nothing. Because the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Your silence isn't emptiness, it's a boundary. Built from years of being dismissed, overlooked, and made to feel like too much for simply wanting reciprocation. You didn't leave in anger. You left because you were exhausted. Tired of being the only one trying, bleeding emotionally while they stood indifferent. They'll say you changed. You did. You stopped tolerating disrespect disguised as love. You stopped confusing chaos with passion. You started choosing yourself. They missed the version of you who self-destructed to keep others whole. But that version no longer exists. Now your absence speaks louder than words. You don't chase, explain, or beg. You walk away not to punish, but to protect your peace. They didn't lose you because of a mistake. They lost you because of a pattern. A pattern of taking without giving, of hearing without listening, of expecting you to stay no matter how they treated you. They'll regret it, not because you left, but because you're never coming back. They trained you through neglect, taught you your presence was optional. Now your silence is the consequence. Your growth is the closure. You didn't heal to prove anything. You healed because it was necessary, because love without respect isn't love. Now your energy has a price. Your peace is sacred, and access to you is earned, never given for free again. If you're done explaining your worth, if you're ready to walk away from people who only noticed your value when you were gone, comment yes below and subscribe.